Hi there and welcome to this Squarespace tutorial video. In this video what I've done is I've combined all the Squarespace tutorial videos in this playlist into one long video. So if you want to learn how to create a blog using Squarespace, I have this playlist and I've decided to combine all the videos into one long video. So if you want to watch short videos, short bites of videos, you can watch the playlist version. Or if you want to watch it in one long video, you can watch this video. I've just combined them. I haven't done any editing, just combined the videos for anyone who wants to watch the entire tutorial on a single video. All right, so let's get started. Hi there and welcome to this Squarespace tutorial. And in this Squarespace tutorial, I want to do a Squarespace blogging series. So somebody asked me, how do I create a blog on Squarespace? And that is why I came up with this Squarespace blogging tutorial series. And I will put all the videos in one YouTube playlist. So even before you finish watching this video, if you look in the description, you're going to see a link to the playlist. So just click on the link so that you can watch this video on the YouTube playlist and you'll watch one video after the other. It's going to be a very short tutorial. I'm going to make sure that all the videos are short and easy to follow along with. So by the end of this tutorial, you're going to see how you can create a blog and you'll have the skills necessary to create any kind of blog that you want. You'll have an about page, a home page, a contact page, and any other thing that you want to add on your blog website. So just to summarize, in this tutorial, you're going to learn how to work with Squarespace blogging. You're going to learn how you can create a blog on Squarespace. And all the videos will be in one playlist. So if you're not watching in the playlist, just click the description below to go and watch in the YouTube playlist for this Squarespace blogging tutorial series. So before I go into the next video, there is a different video that I did about introduction to Squarespace, and that video will show you how to sign up on Squarespace, how to create and delete websites, and how to work with various settings on Squarespace. So if you look in the description below as well, you're going to see that the video has been added there. And if you have no idea how to work with Squarespace, make sure you watch that video because it's going to give you a good understanding of where we're starting from. You can see I'm already logged into my account. And if you don't know how to get here or what to do to get here, make sure you watch the introduction to Squarespace tutorial. That will give you a brief introduction to Squarespace. So let me just get started. And in the next video, what I'll do is I'll come in here and I will create a new website. And in the new website, we're going to start creating our blog. So I'll see you in the next video. Hi there and welcome to the second video in this Squarespace blog tutorial series. So in this video, let's see how we can create our website. And if you're not watching this video in the playlist, make sure you watch it in the playlist so that you can watch every video consecutively. And the playlist link is in the description below. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a site. And to create a site on Squarespace, you can just click create site. And the next step, of course, is for you to choose a template. So if you come here, you can choose blogging templates, which are available here. And this is a nice one and it's also popular. So you can start with this one actually. And you can also check out all the other options that are available. And you can also find templates from older versions of Squarespace. So I'm using version 7.1 and these are the templates that are for 7.1. And I'm going to choose this one. Start with Paloma. I'll need to give my site a name and I want this to be a blog. Let's say I'm creating a marketing blog. So let me just call it Ricky's Marketing Blog. And then I'll click continue and you can go through all these steps just to see how you can create pages and do all these other things. And I'm just going to skip all this for now. I don't want to deal with that. And as I said, I'm using version 7.1. And if you want to see the version of Squarespace that you're using, come here under help and you'll see I'm using version 7.1. And there's this assistant here, which you can use to see all the help tips and tutorials that will help you create your site. But for me, I don't want to use it. So I'm just going to disable it here under the help settings. So in this video, you've seen how you can create a website. And that's the first thing we're going to do. In the next video, just come here. We'll come here under pages and then we'll see how we can delete all these pages and then create them again so that you have a clear understanding of how you can create any website blog using any template. So That's what we're going to do in the next video. We're just going to come here under pages and we're going to see how we can create all these different pages, how to delete them, and anything else that we'll do in that video. So watch the video in the playlist. Make sure you're watching it in the playlist so that you can watch all the videos consecutively. And I'll see you in the next video when we continue from here. This is where we stopped in the last video in this Squarespace blogging series, blogging tutorial series. So in this video, let's see how you can delete all these pages and create them again. This in a sense is acting as our blog page. So if I click on this, this is what is acting as our blog page, and you can see these are basically blog posts, and this is how the blog page is like. So if you're using this theme, this is how your blog page is going to be. And if you choose this as a home page, then this is how people visiting your page, this is what they'll see as a home page. So let's go back and we're going to see how we can create this again. So let's just delete it, just hover, and then we'll delete that. And about, let's see what about has, and about has looks like that. You can also delete this page. We're going to create them again, and you're going to see how you can create any page that you want to create. And the blog demo, if I click on that, you can see this is also a blog. This is the icon that represents a blog. So I will delete this one as well, because we'll create it later on. Contact, let's see how the contact page looks like. So the contact, you can leave the contact page because we can use it later on without really having to edit much here. And here we have the home. So any pages that are listed and are not linked, these are not in the main navigation. Any page that is here under main navigation, that is a page that will be here on the navigation. And you can see now we have contact. And if I was to drag this up, we can also add it to our navigation up there. So pages which are here are pages which are in the main navigation. So here we also have donate, and if you need donations, you'll need to upgrade your account so that you can use the Squarespace e-commerce features, and this will use some of those features, Square, PayPal, that you'll need to upgrade your account for this. And if you want to see the pages that you've deleted and maybe you want to restore them, you can just come here under deleted pages. And remember, I'm on version 7.1. If you're on version 7.0, you'll probably need to go into trash and you'll find the pages. So I'll just click here under delete, and you'll see that these are pages that I deleted and you can restore them. And you see this and this, as I said, they have a similar icon. That means that they're more of a blog type of content type. So let's go back. And of course, before I end the video, let me show you how you can create any page, how you can create different pages. So let's say we want to create a page called About Me. So the home page, I'm going to leave it. So let's say we want to create a page about me. I'm just going to come here and I'll click there, and I'll click there, and I can create a blank page, or I can create a page based on page layouts. So let me click on page layouts, and you're going to see that it will give you the option to choose a different type of layout, and this will come into your site, and then you can just edit them. So if any of these are of interest to you, then you can choose one of them and use it for your content. And we want an about, so let's see what options we have here for about samples. So if you like any of this, choose the one that is more appealing to you. For me, I want to start with blank, and I'm going to choose a blank page. And as soon as I do that, it's going to ask me to name a page. Give the page a name, and let me call this page About. So you saw that when I was creating the page, I chose to create it from here, but you can also create it from here. If you choose to create it from not linked, it will not be added to your menu. You can see this is already added to my menu. If you don't want it added already, you can just drag it and bring it down there. But I'm going to put it up there. Now we're going to design the pages later on. Of course, the next thing that we need to create is the blog page itself, because that's the sole purpose of this Squarespace blogging series. So I'm going to click there once again, and I'm going to go under collections, and here under collections I can create a blog. You can also create portfolios if you have them. For this, I'm going to create this blog, and of course I need to choose the homepage for my blog. So what's it going to look like if people go to my blog page? And I'm going to choose this design because I like that design, and that's the one that I'm going to choose. And of course I need to give it a name here, and I will call it just blog. If you're creating a news website, maybe you can call it news or whatever you want to call it. It entirely depends on the site that you're creating. So you can see it comes with default posts, and you can just delete them. If you want to delete any of these posts, just hover and then delete the post. Or if you want to edit it, just click on it and you'll be able to edit the various content for your blog post. And we're going to come to this later on. For now, let us just discard the changes here. For now, let us just discard changes and discard. And let's go back into pages. So in this page in this video you've seen how you can delete the pages, how you can create the pages, and how you can create the blog pages. And if you don't want them to be on the menu, you've seen that you can create them under not linked. So that's it for this video. In the next video, let's come back here and we're going to do various settings for the blog before we start creating the blog posts themselves. So I will see you in the next video. If you're not watching this video in a playlist, make sure you watch it in the playlist so that you can watch all the videos consecutively. So I'll see you in the next video. Hi there and welcome to another video in this Squarespace blog series. In the last video you saw how to work with pages. In this video let's see something about settings here. So what I will do is I will go back, I'll click here, and we want to go into the blogging settings. There are certain settings that we want to change there since this is a blog. So we are going to click here on blogging under settings, and the first thing you can change is your URL format. So the link that you want to appear there, you're going to change that here. So by default, Squarespace usually adds the link to your blog. So it's going to be blog slash the name of the post, the title of the post. And if maybe you want to add something extra here, you see you have all these filled variables that you can use to add content. Maybe you want to add a year, you want to add month, day, you can add that as well. This is not usually recommended, but maybe you want to add year for this post. You want to add the year, the month and the day it was created. You can do that here. You can just do something like %y. And this is going to add the year, the month, and you can also add the date and the time if you want to. And you can see that is reflected in the example here. Of course, this is something that you don't want to do, and I'm just going to remove that. And you can also use a different delimiter. If you don't want to use the slash, you can use a different delimiter like the hyphen. So that's something you can do, but you shouldn't do. I'll just leave it like that, and then I'm going to go into this other settings, and we need to change the comment settings. So of course you want to enable comments globally. Since this is a blog, you're going to have a blog on this site, you need to enable comments. And then if you need to approve all comments, then you can just click here, require comment approval. So every comment must go through you before it is published on your site. And then just go through all the settings and see which one you don't want and which ones you want. So you can enable comments by default. Of course you want to do that, and you can also choose how you want to sort your comments. And if you want people to be able to comment up to a certain period, maybe after 180 days, you want to disable comments, you can do that there. But of course you want to leave comments on indefinitely. You can allow comments to be flagged. So you can allow comments to be flagged so that they can be moderated by you, but you already have this setting here, so that is redundant to this setting. So I will click on save, and then I will come back. Let's see what else we need to change here. You can have users like the blog post. If they like it, they can like it, or you can disable that if you don't really care for that. And then of course you need to enable AMP. AMP is a way for your pages to be put in a format that is much faster for the mobile user. So if somebody is visiting your site, searched for your site on Google, they will see AMP results. So this usually have a certain kind of flashlight mark near them on Google results. So you definitely want to enable this for any blog that you're running because it will be much faster. So I'm just going to leave that as that, and then I'm going to click on save. And that's all the settings we need to add for our blog. and we can go back. And something else I want to talk about while we are still under settings, before I end the video, I want to talk about domains. So if you come here under domains, you can change the default domain that comes with Squarespace here. You can change that. Just come here and click on that. And once you click on that, you can give it a name. So let's call this Ricky. And then I can just click rename, confirm rename, and the domain is unavailable. So let me try something else. And confirm. And you'll see that now the new domain has been added here. And before I even end the video again, I'll go back into settings, still under domains. And if you want to connect your domain to a domain that you have on GoDaddy, Namecheap, Bluehost, wherever you have another domain, you can just come here and I use my own domain, use a domain I own, and you'll give the domain name there, and then you can choose where the domain is and you can continue. So in this video, you've seen how you can work with settings. You can change the blogging settings. You can change the domain defaults. And also under domains, you can use your own domain, or you can also buy a domain from Squarespace. But I find the domains on Squarespace are a little bit pricier than other places. So you should probably consider using your own domain from somewhere else. You can buy them on GoDaddy. GoDaddy are very cheap domains. GoDaddy, Namecheap, wherever. So that's it for this video, and just continue watching the video in the playlist. So I will see you in the next video, and then the next video what you're going to do is we're going to come back here under home, and then we're going to go into pages, and we're going to go here, and I'm going to show you how you can create new blog posts after you've created your blog page. So I'll see you in that next video. Hi there, and welcome back to this Squarespace blogging tutorial series. In this video, we're going to see how you can create your blog posts. So in one of the videos, I showed you how you can create the blog page. And if you didn't watch that video, just click in the link in the description that takes you to the playlist where you can watch all these videos. So I'm going to click here under blog. I'm going to click on blog. And if you want to delete any post, you can just click and you can confirm to delete any of these posts. But I'm going to leave this so that I can have more than one blog post. And you can also have drafts. You can have blogs that need to be reviewed. Maybe you have moderators in your blog. You can add moderators. You can add other users as moderators in your blog, and you can also schedule your blog posts. So I don't have any drafts, and you're going to see how you can create your first blog post here. So let me click here. These are samples that came with Squarespace. So let me click here. If you want to create a new blog post, I'll just click there, and you can create your title, enter the title. Let me call mine. This will be the title of my first post. And then let me go into Google, and I want to get some content. And I will come back here, and I can just paste in the content. Okay, so if you need to do anything like add an image here, you can do that as well. Just hover over anything. You can hover, and when you see this, so note that I'm on version 7.1. Just hover, click on that, and you can add anything. Maybe you want to add an image. You can add an image there, and just click to select an image. And maybe I want to add that image in there. And if you want to do anything with the image, just click on design, and you can see the options that you have. You can also click there. You can also click there to add any animations if they're available. And I'm just going to click apply. I don't want to do anything else with the image. And let's say that's our image. That's our blog post, right? We've created the content, and now we are ready to publish. Before you publish this, you need to go here under settings, and if you click here, if you click on settings, you'll be able to change various things here. You want to change the SEO for your content. Maybe you want to change the title. You can change the title there. You want to change options for your page thumbnail. You need to add a thumbnail for your post. So there you go. You can upload a thumbnail for your post. And let me just choose any other image here. I can choose that. And you can see the URL for this is The URL for this is pretty weird because we haven't saved it, but once we save it, it's going to pull the title as we did in the last video. You saw that you can set the title to be the URL for this, so you can just use a short URL here. So it's very advisable to use short URLs for your posts. So here I can just do something like marketing. So here you can change the URL, and this is very important to Google. So make sure you use something that is short and also explains what the page is about. This is something that is there in Squarespace that maybe you're using someone else's post or content. You can add that here. But if you're building your website, your blog on Squarespace, you definitely want to use your own content. You don't want to be pulling other people's content and then linking to those content for people to go and read that. You just need to create your own content. So just ignore this. And then as for the author, you can, if you have other authors, you can add authors in your account. Just Google how to do that. There's a post about that on Squarespace, how you can add authors to your Squarespace blog. This is a name that will be attributed to the post. So if you want to change this, just go under account settings, Squarespace account here, and then here go under profile, and you can change under profile, and you can change those details that will be shown here, the name that you want to be seen. An excerpt will just let people know what the post is about without having to read the entire post. Maybe on social media, when you share the link, the excerpt can be used. And if you want this post to be featured, you can add a flag that shows that this is a featured post, and it will be at the top of the list of all your posts. And then importantly, you can come here under SEO, and you see you can change all the SEO content. You can change the SEO content. You need to use a title, a very SEO friendly title. You need to add a description, and make sure you add all this for Google's sake. So for search engines, you need to add this so that people can click. Just add something that is descriptive. You can learn more about SEO. And then social. So if you want to share to social media, you can use a different image, or you can use the thumbnail. And you can see this has already added the thumbnail that we have uploaded here under options. And then you can share the content to social media. So if you connect your accounts, and you can connect your account, just click here and it will open for you to connect your account. And you can do this under settings as well. So you can connect your social media accounts. Just go into settings and then click on connected accounts, and you can connect all your social media accounts. And then once you do that, you can automatically share posts to your social media. So that's pretty much something that all the things that I feel are important here. This is really not that important, but you can tag a location if you want to. And if you want to duplicate the post on Squarespace 7.1, you can do that. Just click there and you'll be able to duplicate the post, but you should probably duplicate it once you publish it or once you save it as a draft. So let's just say I will apply all that. And if you want to change various things about the post here, just the page for this post, just click on that and you can change all this here. You can change all the styles here, and most of them are pretty self-explanatory, and you can just play around with them to see what you are most interested in. You can also change the various colors for what you want to use, but this will just take you back to the theme editor of Squarespace, the design editor of Squarespace. So I'm just going to click outside, and here I want to come and show you that you can save the post and it will be saved as a draft. You can publish the post and it will be public. Anyone can visit it, and you can also schedule the post if you want to. Just click there to schedule the post, and you can choose a date when you want the post to go public. For me, I'm going to click on save. And as soon as I save it, you see that it's saved as a draft. And if you come here under drafts, we can look at it. And if you want to edit it, just click there and you can edit the post once again. And I want to look at settings. One last thing that I didn't show you, and it's very important in blogging, is tagging and also categorizing your content. So if you want to create categories, you can just come in here and you can click on the plus and you can add a tag for this post. Maybe this will be marketing. And if you want to add another one, just separate it, just delimit it using a comma. And if you want to add it, just add a comma after you've typed it. And now you can see we have two tags here, and you can also have a category. So I'll just click there and you can add a category as well. You can create a category, and let's call this marketing also. And once you do that, you can just press enter. And the category has been created. You can create another category. And press enter. And once you do that, you can see your categories will have been added here, and you can also delete them if you want to delete them. And if you want to change whether comments are disabled on or on for this post, you can also click there and turn the comments off. So I can click apply, and let's just say we publish the post. So it's live. I will leave this because it helps me to know the link of my post. So let me open in a new browser. You're going to see I can't even visit it. So you can see it's telling me that the site is private and I can't visit it. But if I want to visit it, I need to add it. I need to add a password to the website. And to do that, just go into settings. Just go into the settings for the website, and then come into site availability. And then here under site availability, you can make the site public. You can publish it by upgrading your account. You can make it private. Right now it's private because I'm the one working on it. And I will make it password protected, and I will add a password here. And as soon as I save, I can come back into my private browser here, and if I reload the page, it's going to ask me for a password. And now I can preview my website. So you can see that the theme that we are using does not add our image thumbnail anywhere. The image thumbnail that we chose for the post is not added anywhere. So you can add the image manually, maybe up here, if you want to do that, if you want it to be on the post. And you can also visit other pages of your site once you've made it accessible via a password. And this video has been kind of long, but we've done everything we needed to do in publishing our post. So you know how to create the post. You can create it as a draft. You can publish it. You can schedule the post. You can add SEO. You can add tags. You can add comment. You can turn on the settings for your individual blog post. You can add tags, categories, and everything that we've done in this video. If there's anything you don't know how to do still, just make sure that you ask me in the comment section and I will see how to help you. So in this video, we've seen how you can create blog posts in Squarespace. It has been a long video, but it is worth it because it has given you all the skills you need if you want to create your own blog posts. So in the next video, let's see how we can design our homepage, and we're going to see how we can design our homepage so that it can pull in some of our blog posts. So that we can tell people what our web page is about, what our blog is about, and anything else that we need to tell them on the homepage. So I will see you in the next video, and make sure you're watching these videos in the playlist so that you can watch them consecutively without having to search on YouTube for the next video. And you can find the link to the playlist in the description below. So I will see you in the next video. Hi there and welcome back. In the last video, I showed you how to work with the Squarespace blog posting section, and you can create a blog post, and you saw how to create a blog post. In this video, let's see how we can design our homepage. And you already have this home here, but of course I want to show you how you can design your own page. So we already have this that maybe you could want to use, but we don't really care for that because we want to know how we can work with any theme, any template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a blank page, and then I'm going to make it the home page and delete this page. So I'll come here and I want to create a blank page, and the reason I'm creating a blank page is because I want to show you how you can create your own page regardless of the template that you're using. I'm going to name this welcome. Let me just name it as homepage for now, and then I will go into settings, and I want to make it the homepage. Set as homepage, confirm, and note that I'm using Squarespace version 7.1. So I'm going to come here and I want to delete this. And once I delete it, I can rename this one as home. So I'm just going back into settings and I can give it the title of home. And the navigation title, this will be home as well. And of course the URL, this will also be home. And of course we want to enable the page. And if you want to protect it via password, you can do that. Of course, I don't want to do that. And I'm going to click on save. So if you click on the page, you can edit the page. Just come here and click on edit. And if I click on edit, I will be able to edit the page and you can add page content. So since I chose an empty page, I have to choose a content type that I want to use here. And maybe let's say at the top here, let's say I want to talk about myself. Just select all that and say something like welcome to my blog. So you can see this went down, and this is something I can change via CSS. And if you need help with doing things like this with CSS, I have a video that shows you how you can edit your Squarespace CSS. So for this, I'm just going to write welcome to my marketing blog. If you want to edit the button, you can edit the button. Just click on it. And you can change the call to action there. You can add a click-through URL there. You can change the size as well. If you want to make it medium, you can do that. And if you want this link to something else, you can link to a page, you can link to an email, and all this you can add right here. And you can choose if you want it to open in a new window. So I'm just going to cancel that. And I can just put a hashtag. And that is going to act as a placeholder. And then I can click apply. So I do want this to be in one line. And also if you want to change the image, you can change it in the same spot. So I'll just click here and I can change this size, and I can change the size of this. And if you come here, you'll see this content width. You can make it medium, or you can make it large, or you can make it custom. Okay. So you can use this to drag and change the width if you want to, but I'm going to choose medium. And if you want to change the image in the background, you can do that as well. And I'm going to come here and you can click here to replace the image that you want to use. So let me find an image that would work with this content. And let me just try and bring this in. I hope it's going to fit perfectly. Or you can also edit the image if you want to. Just click there to edit it. You can also use a video if that's something that you want to do, but you want to use image. And if you click here to change the colors, it's just going to show, it's going to take you back to the design page for Squarespace. So I will not do that now. And maybe you want to add something else down here. I can just click that, and you can even add blank. This time around, let me add blank. And if I add blank, I'd be able to add elements from within the Squarespace editor. So let's say maybe I want to add something different here. Maybe I have a video that I want to add here. Let me add a video, and I can go to YouTube and check a URL that I want to add. So let's say I want to add this video. I can just come in here, click on it, and if I come here, I can take the link. I just want the link, so I'll copy the link, and if I bring it back, I can paste the YouTube link. You can also use Vimeo if you usually use Vimeo. And you can use a custom thumbnail if you upload your custom thumbnail there, but I'm just going to click on apply. And maybe this is an introduction that you want to do with people so that they can know who you are. And maybe even before this, you want to add some text there, and you can add here, learn more about me. And once I select it, I can change this to heading 2. I can even make it bold as well. And I can put it at the center. So down here, maybe I want to add a link to my latest posts. What am I going to do? I can first of all give it the title, latest posts. Let me add a text here, and I can give it a title. And this one as well, I will give it heading 2. And I can make it bold as well. And of course, I can center it. And then I want to add something else. So as I said, I'm using version 7.1. You can just click on that and you're going to add something. So I want to add a summary of my post. So I'll click there and I want to add it. Let me add it in this manner. And I can choose my blog. Once I click there, it's going to choose my blog. If I had other content types that are collections, something like portfolio, you can do this with collections in Squarespace. Something like portfolio, blogs, and any content that is a collection, you can do that even with products. But I only have blog posts, so I'm going to choose my blog page, and I can come in here to change the various settings. Maybe I want it to be like this. You can change that, but I chose that. That looks better. And you can choose the aspect ratio that you want. You can see this is 3:2. Let's see if we use something different. 1:1. It's going to style the images as a square. I want to use 3:2. And you can change the column width. If you want to change the width, you can do that as well. You can change the width there if you want to make them larger. You can change the text size, make them large. And anything else that you want to change here, just feel free to play around with them. And you can decide what you want to post. You can show read more link, and it's going to add the read more. Which metadata do you want here? You can add that, date posted. Whatever settings you want here, you can just choose it. And for me, I'm just going to click apply, and that's pretty much my home page. And of course, down here, maybe you want to add a button. Somebody wants to contact me. I can just add a button there, and you can link to your contact page. And when I click there to search, I can link to my contact page. And I want it to, if you want it to open in a new window, you can do that. I'm going to save, and then the button, we can change that, contact me. And I will apply. Whatever you want to do here, you can even add a form if you want to. Just scroll all the way down until you reach this more section. You can add a form, you can add a newsletter, sign up form. And of course, this is something you may want to add. So I'll click there on form, and you can add your form. And if you click, you can design how you want your form. If you don't want any fields, you can delete them. You can see what you have there. And you can choose where you want to store your form. If you want to store them in MailChimp, Zapier, you can choose that as well. And you see here, it will be stored in your email. And it will be sent to your Squarespace default email for this website. And then if you want to change other settings, just click here on advanced, and you can change. Maybe you want the link to go somewhere else once people have signed up. Once people have signed up, or people have sent you a message, you can choose where you want to send them. Maybe you want to send them to a certain link, just add the link there. If you want to send them to another page, you can just click there on content, and you can choose a different page to send them. Or in this case, we're just going to use a post send message, and this is just going to display a message as soon as they successfully send me whatever message they're sending me.
And you may want to remove some of this just to make your form shorter. And you can remove any that you don't want to use here. So I'll just click on apply and you can leave it as such. Maybe you want to add text before that and just say something like use the form. And let's assume that's all we need to do on this page. Now you can edit the footer as well. You can see some of these elements were added here manually. Like this one, you can see this was added manually. And you can change all this. If you want to change this, you can change it maybe to something. You can change it here, just rename it to blog. And then you will select it and you can link it to the blog page. So as usual, just click on settings and you can choose a page and you link it to the blog page. And I'll just click on save and then I'll click on apply, and that's going to do that. And you can do the same for all these others if you want to do that. Like let's do the last one for home. Add a link and we're going to link to the home page, home page. Save that and then apply. And then for your social links as well, just click there to edit your social links. You can add more if you want to. I'm just going to cancel that. And if you want to add anything on your footer, you can do that as well. If I click on that, you can add a type of content. Maybe you want to add a different type of a footer. You can do that as well and add that here. And of course, I don't want this and I'm just going to delete it. But as long as you click on this, you can add anything. That's the beautiful thing about working with a blank page. You can add as many sections as you want to on your page. So I'm going to assume that's it for my home page. And now what I can do is I'll just come in here and I'll click on save. And if I come back into the private window that we were using and I reload, okay, the site is private, but let's go back into settings and we're going to go into settings and then availability settings, and then we're going to make it password protected and we're going to give it a password so that we can preview it. I will save, and as soon as I come back and refresh this page, I'll put in the password, and as soon as I do that, you can see you can preview your site. So this is why people usually like to use Squarespace, because they design a very, very beautiful, and you don't have to do much to get a beautiful website with Squarespace. You just have to have a little bit of creativity and you need to try things out, and you'll have very amazing, very beautiful websites on Squarespace. So that's pretty much it for this video. And in this video, what I've done is I've shown you how you can design your page, and we designed the home page. So with that in mind, just go ahead and try and design the about page and the contact page. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial about creating your blog using Squarespace. So if you want to know how you can create your blog using Squarespace, just make sure you watch the playlist that I have in the description below. It has all these videos. You don't have to search for video one after the other. When you're watching it in the playlist, you can just watch them consecutively, one video after the other. And in the end, you're going to have the skills necessary to design your blog. So in the next video, let's just do a little bit of SEO. I'm just going to talk about how to work with SEO for your blog posts and for your general blog website. So I'll see you in the next video when we talk about SEO. Hi there, and welcome to the last video in this Squarespace blogging tutorial series. You've seen how you can create the blog pages, the blog posts, how you can design a page, and various other things. So in this video, let's talk about SEO settings. In this video, let's talk about Squarespace SEO settings. So SEO settings for the homepage will inherit from the general settings of your entire website. That's why if you click here under SEO, you're going to see that you can edit your SEO settings under settings. So if you go to your settings, you can click here to go to your settings, but I'm just going to go from this other page, and you can find your SEO settings under marketing. So if you come here under marketing, you're going to see your SEO settings, and you can just change all these settings here. The title format, this is going to take there. This is going to take, what does S stand for? S stand for title of your site. This is going to take the title of your site. You can add something like this, title of the page and title of the site, so that it can take this by default. So it's going to take the title of your site and the title of your page every time. So this will be default for the home page. For other pages, if you add SEO titles, you're going to see that's the one that's going to get shown, and I'm going to show you how you can add that on every single page that you edit. And then you can also enter a description here, and make sure your description is something that you can try to convince someone to click on your post. So since mine says Ricky's marketing blog, so you can say something like, click here to learn marketing tips. If you want to learn about content marketing, blogging, and digital marketing, just go ahead and click here to learn all this stuff. Click here to learn how to do all these things. Something like that could encourage someone to click on the link. And once you change all the settings there, make sure you click on save, and don't go beyond the 400 that has been set up for you here. So let's go back into pages, and if you come back here, you can change the SEO settings for every specific page. So like for instance, the about page, once you create a page, you can change the SEO settings for that specific page, and you can add the title, something that is click friendly. Somebody sees that among other titles, they should want to click on yours, something that's convincing. And then the same for description. Add a description. Once you add the description as well, you can click on save. And if you don't want this page to be indexed on search engines, just click there and it will not be indexed. So I'll click there to save. Make sure you write something that is SEO friendly. And then let's go to the blog. And then as for the blog, if you click on the blog settings, you can also change the SEO for that specific blog. So here maybe you can say something like, learn more about marketing from my blog. You give the title of your blog there. Everything that you write will come with your website title. So let's say you want this, learn more about marketing. And you can see anything that you add here will automatically come in with your site title. And then you can add a description as well. And then you can choose to hide all pages in this collection. So all your blog posts will be hidden, all categories in this collection. If you don't want categories to show up, then you can click that, but just leave this on if you want to improve your SEO. And then once you do that, you just click on save. And then as for the blog posts, let's do the last one for the blog posts. So I'll click on blog, and then for specific blog posts, just click on edit. And once you click on edit, come up here, click on settings, and then click on SEO, and you can change the SEO titles for all your websites. So for this one, let's say something like tips for lazy marketers. And of course, you may need to reduce the length of your title if it's too long. Like you can see, mine is pretty long. So tips for lazy marketers, and then you add a description. And once you add a description, you can click there to apply. Then once you do that, just click on save, and that's going to change the SEO title and the description for your post. And within your post, make sure you use headings to separate your content. Make sure you separate your content with headings to make it easier to read. Add images so that it's much easier to read. And when you're done, just click on done. You can preview your website with all the changes that you've made. So let me go into blog, not about. And then here under blog, let's look at the one that we created. If I bring my cursor here, you'll see that the title for my post has now been changed to what I changed it to. So that's it for this full tutorial. You've seen how you can create pages, you can create blog posts, and now finally in this video you've seen how you can change the SEO settings for your title descriptions for each of your page or post. So that's it for this video. And even if you still want to create a different type of post, maybe this is a blog post that you only post videos to, you can still create another one where you'll be posting only videos, another one where you'll be posting only audio. Maybe you can use that as a webcast, some kind of a webcast. It's entirely up to you what you want to do with your website. You can create multiple blogs on the same website with different posts that you want to share with your audience. In the end, you've been able to create your own blog, and if you watch this tutorial, you'll definitely have all the skills you'll need to build your website. You'll have all the skills you'll need to build your blog or any kind of website on Squarespace. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I will see you next time in another tutorial.